So, what it was like to grow up as the person who was bullied and who everybody was jealous of. That's today's topic. So, I'm not making this video for sympathy or anything like that. I'm making this video because I hope I can help some other teenagers or 10 and 11-year-olds who are going through what I went through. So, growing up, I was definitely bullied. I was actually hazed in 8th grade. So yeah, that's another story in itself. But I was definitely bullied, and a lot of people were extremely jealous of me. So I dealt with that in a lot of different ways. And I can remember coming home and just crying my eyes out because I wanted friends. I wanted friends so bad. I wanted to be that person who was invited to the slumber parties. And I wanted to be that person who was invited to go to the movies with their friends or to go shopping on a Saturday. But I wasn't. And a lot of that is because people were jealous. And if you're somebody dealing with people who are jealous of you right now, I promise it's gonna get better. It sucks. Like at first, you just think the whole world hates you. And all you want is a close group of friends. And I understand where you're coming from. But people who are jealous of you, just ignore them. They don't deserve your attention. I mean, people are going to be jealous of you because maybe you have nice clothes, or maybe your hair's cut differently, or your mom and dad have good jobs, or your mom and dad are teachers, or your mom and dad are the coaches, and you get to be with all the high school boys. Let me tell you, that's not all it's capable and made up to be, because they stink. High school boys stink. And they would be at our house, and I would just be like, oh. I mean, I dealt with so much jealousy growing up. And at the time, my mom would tell me it was going to get better. And I didn't believe her, but it does. And I got bullied. Oh, did I get bullied. I mean, there was an incident growing up where we were actually down on a field trip. And everybody went to play in a river, and or in a creek. And they all got in trouble because they were told not to play in the creek. Well, I did not go to the creek. I actually stayed back and was helping the teacher clean up because I didn't have a lot of friends, and I didn't want to go down there and just sit by myself, because I was that person who would sit by themselves a lot during recess and lunchtime because just didn't have a lot of friends. And it's okay. But in this instance where everybody was playing in the creek, they got back to the school, and if you didn't play in the creek, you got to go outside and play. Well, a teacher actually came down to my mom and said, I don't know why your daughter's not in there. She was playing in the creek. And my mom was like, well, if she was, then she's going to be in there. And my mom actually came onto the playground, made me take my shoes off and see if the inside soles of my shoes were wet. I hadn't been in the creek. And the teachers who were in charge of us were like, no, Susan, like, she was with us. But that's just an instance of what it was like, because I was bullied so much and people were so jealous of me that I would just hang out with the teachers. I wouldn't go on field trips and go adventure and explore like everybody else would during free time. I would hang back with the teachers. Why? Because nobody wanted to be my partner, and nobody wanted to be friends with me to play kickball. I was always the last person to get picked for kickball. That's okay. So who cares? But right now, it is killing you, and it makes you just feel like everybody hates you and that there's something wrong with you, and you're questioning everything about yourself. But don't, because I've been there and I understand. And you know, when I got hazed, it was one of the most traumatic experiences of my life, and I still remember to this day. And I will never forget what happened to me. And I'm advocating for people who are jealous of you. Just let them be, because they're miserable in different ways. And people who are miserable, they love misery. Misery brings comfort to them, and let them have that, because that's not your fault that they're miserable. People are going to be jealous for no reason. And I understand the point of you just wish that you had more friends, and you wish that you had those girlfriends. But later on in life, you're going to find those true friends. I promise you that. So I didn't have friends who were actually my age. Like, this is no joke. My wedding, I think I had 4 people there who were actually like my age. Like, actually graduated with high school with. Actually, no. I think maybe I only had 2. Not really for sure. I didn't have very many. People who were older than me and younger than me, yep, sure had them. But I definitely did not have people my age there. Why? Because I didn't have a lot of friends in my class. And that's okay. And I found out later on in life definitely who my true friends are. I had about a handful of friends in high school who are still my true friends today. One, we have been best friends since the day I was born. Literally, we have pictures of her holding me as a baby. I have a best friend who was in my class. And my other best friend, well, besides being an 11-year-old cousin named Will, my other best friend I would have never imagined was my best friend. So people don't believe me when I say this because my best friend and I are like, we're together all the time. Like, actually, I just got back from her house. But we're together all the time, and we do everything the same. And people cannot believe this, but we grew up in the same hometown, and we went to the same high school, and we had mutual friends, but we were like acquaintances. Like, we'd wave each other, say hi if I saw her, like, at a store or something, whatnot. But my best friend and I had actually each joined this, like, kind of like a sorority type thing called the Secret Sister Society. And I had posted on a website one time, on our Secret Sister page, that I was wanting to go to the farmer's market on a Saturday because my husband, well, he was my boyfriend at the time, was having a bunch of guys over for some football, and I just wanted to get out of the house. So she actually messaged me, and she was like, hey, I'll go with you. And I was like, I don't really know her, like, oh, this is awkward, whatever. You know, I've known her, but it'll be kind of awkward, but it'll be okay. So I was like, okay, I'll be by to get you. What's your address? Come to find out, she just lives like 2 miles from me, literally. So we went to the farmer's market, and we went and had breakfast at this place called Harbaugh's, which is like by the university that we all went to. And literally, since that breakfast, we have been the best of friends since. So the moral to this is, your best friends, you'll figure them out who they are later in life. And there are going to be those people who are not jealous of you. They don't care what your clothes are. They don't care what kind of shoes you have on. They don't care if your makeup's done. They don't care if you're rude or hateful to them, because they're still your best friends. Come tomorrow, they're still going to be your best friends. So later in life, all these people who are jealous of you right now and who are mean to you, they're not going to be anything, because you're not going to talk to them. You won't ever see them. Honest to God, I didn't even go to my class reunion because kids in my class were mean to me, and they were rude, and they were jealous, and I don't have to deal with that now. So growing up, it sucks a few people who are jealous of you, but it gets better. And if you're getting bullied, please go tell your mom or dad. Tell a teacher, tell somebody, but don't let them get away with it, because I let a lot of people bully me before I ever said anything, and I regret doing that because it was so hard, and bullying kids is not cool. Being the bully is not cool. Making fun of people because maybe their hair's not done right or their clothes aren't like yours, not cool. I will be the first to say that I never had the style that was in. My mom always bought our clothes like the year before. So whatever was on clearance, that's what we're probably gonna buy. And I wore a ton of Redbird t-shirts and shorts and all that because that's what I grew up with. Sports and Hondas, and that's what I grew up with. So just because people are bullying you for something silly, ignore them. They're not worth your time. So I hope this video can help somebody. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel and share my video. Till next time, YouTube world. See ya.